October rain hammered the windows the night Daniel finally found the perfect listing: a free couch, gently used, posted by someone just a few blocks away. The pictures looked normal. Clean fabric. Warm lighting. Nothing out of place. But the final photo lingered. A corner of a dark room. A blurry shape standing just behind the furniture, almost like a person hiding in the shadows. Daniel assumed it was a reflection or bad angle. He messaged the seller anyway. The reply came almost instantly: "Pick it up tonight. Back door is open." When he arrived, the house was silent. No lights. No movement. The back door, just like the message said, was cracked open as if waiting for him. Inside, the house was stripped bare. No furniture, no signs of life. Except there, against the wall, was the same couch from the listing. As he approached, he felt the air shift, thick and cold. A faint dragging sound came from the hallway. Someone breathing heavily. Someone trying not to be heard. Daniel slowly backed away from the couch, and that's when he saw it, a figure, the same blurred shape from the picture, crawling out of the hallway on all fours, fast. He sprinted out the door and never looked back. The listing disappeared 5 minutes later. Story 2: bought a mirror, found something watching. Harper loved thrifting, and Craigslist was her favorite hunting ground. She found a beautiful antique mirror from a seller claiming it belonged to his grandmother. The frame was ornate, hand-carved, and surprisingly cheap. When she messaged him about the low price, he sent only one line: "Just want it gone." She should be questioned that more. The moment she brought the mirror home, she felt uneasy. Her reflection seemed delayed, returning smiles a heartbeat too late, blinking when she wasn't blinking. At night, she heard tapping from the other side of the glass, soft at first, then louder, like fingernails dragging across the surface. One night, she woke to the sound of something breathing inches from her face. She opened her eyes. The room was empty. But the mirror wasn't. Her reflection was still lying in bed, smiling widely, eyes open, staring right at her. She covered the mirror immediately and posted it back on Craigslist. Someone replied instantly. "I'll take it. Been looking for it." When they arrived, Harper expected to see a collector, maybe an antiques enthusiast. Instead, a woman stepped in, pale and trembling. "You shouldn't have uncovered it," she whispered. "It knows your face now." The woman left with the mirror. But Harper still hears faint tapping every night, coming from her closet, even though the mirror is long gone. Story 3: the man who wanted to meet before selling. Ethan was searching for a used camera for his photography class. A seller messaged him directly with an offer too good to ignore. The photos were clean, the equipment looked brand new, and the price was suspiciously low. Still, he arranged a meetup in a public parking lot. But the seller insisted, "Before I sell it, I need to meet you. Alone. Somewhere quiet." Creepy, but Ethan assumed it was one of those cautious sellers. He chose a well-lit lot anyway. At 10 p.m. the seller pulled up a beat-up van with no windows. A man stepped out, tall, silent. His face was hidden under a hood. "You're perfect," the man whispered. Ethan froze. The man slid open the van door. Inside wasn't a camera. It was a wall covered in photos, hundreds of them, of random people meeting sellers from Craigslist. Every single person looked terrified. And each photo had a date. Some had red XS across them. One spot on the wall was empty, a blank frame waiting. Under it, handwritten, "Next." Ethan ran. Behind him, the man laughed high, unnatural, excited. The listing stayed online for weeks afterward, changing titles, changing images, but always leading to the same seller. And the same van. In the vast digital wilderness of online marketplaces, danger rarely looks like danger. It hides behind friendly messages, smiling emojis, and too good to be true offers. Craigslist, with its minimal filters and anonymous postings, becomes a perfect hunting ground for individuals with intentions far darker than selling a used couch or a second-hand camera. Predators thrive where trust is assumed, and Craigslist's structure gives them exactly that opportunity, a direct path to unsuspecting buyers who believe they're simply meeting a stranger for a quick exchange. Most people think the danger lies in being scammed for money, but the real horror comes from the ones who aren't interested in money at all. They are interested in people. In watching them. Meeting them. Inviting them to isolated homes, empty basements, or quiet parking lots under the guise of a sale. Many predators carefully craft their listings to appear harmless, even appealing. A free item. A heavily discounted device. Something valuable for nothing. They know the bait must be irresistible. And when you arrive, the true intentions reveal themselves. Predators exploit the fact that Craigslist allows near-complete anonymity. A name can be fake. A phone number can be temporary. A photo can be stolen. A location can be chosen specifically because it's secluded. If something feels wrong during a meetup, if the seller insists on meeting alone, or in a place far from public eyes, it's because someone has engineered that moment for a reason. Online marketplaces reflect the darker side of human behavior, the willingness to manipulate, deceive, and lure. Every listing might be genuine, or it might be someone waiting patiently behind a screen, crafting their next opportunity. In the shadowed corners of the internet, predators don't hunt with weapons, they hunt with offers. When you buy something second-hand, a mirror, a piece of furniture, a box of antique trinkets, you're not just taking home the object, you're taking home everything that object has witnessed. Every room it's been in. Every person who has touched it. Every moment, every memory, every secret it has silently absorbed. And on platforms like Craigslist, where backstories are rarely explained and questions often go unanswered, these items come with shadows attached. Shadows you don't see until it's far too late. Most people assume used items are harmless, simply passed along from one home to another. But what if an object was discarded not because it was old, but because its presence became unbearable? Mirrors that reflect things that aren't there. Furniture from homes where tragedy seeped into the walls. Boxes that were never meant to be opened. Sellers often describe these items as vintage, antique, or family-owned, but they never mention the unease, the strange noises, the creeping feeling that led them to get rid of it. People forget that objects can become containers for energies, emotional, psychological, or even something darker. A mirror hanging on someone's wall for decades could have captured far more than reflections. A couch may have felt the weight of someone who never truly left. A toy could carry the echoes of a child's fear or attachment. And when these items move to a new home, those remnants don't stay behind. They come with it. Craigslist transactions make this horror easy. No return policy. No accountability. No history. Just a quick exchange, a forced smile, cash handed over, and an object leaving one life and entering another. You never truly know why a seller wants an item gone. And sometimes, the object knows you now, too. Anonymity is one of the most dangerous masks a person can wear. And on Craigslist, that mask is easy to put on and even easier to hide behind. No profile photos. No verified identities. No accountability. Just a name that may not be real, a phone number that might disappear tomorrow, and a message that could be sent by anyone, or anything. In this darkness of faceless communication, the disturbing and the unhinged thrive. People behave differently when they believe no one can trace their actions back to them. It loosens boundaries. It feeds impulses. It gives the broken and the unstable a place to act out their darkest desires without fear of consequence. Some use the platform to unload strange obsessions. Others use it to lure victims. A few use it simply to watch messaging, replying, observing, collecting information about strangers who think they're just setting up a sale. And the scariest part, you never know which type you're talking to. The harmless seller who responds politely could also be the one who insists on meeting somewhere secluded, claiming it's more convenient. The buyer who asks too many personal questions might not be asking out of curiosity, but out of calculation. Every anonymous message hides layers of intent, and without a face to read or a reputation to check, you're forced to trust words typed by fingers you'll never see. Anonymity strips away the normal social cues that protect us: eye contact, body language, tone of voice. All you have is a blinking notification on a cold screen, and behind it could be someone ordinary, or someone who has been waiting for the perfect person to answer their listing. On Craigslist, anonymity isn't just a feature. It's an invitation for the unhinged to reveal themselves only when it's too late to run. If these stories sent a shiver down your spine, remember this: the real horror isn't found in the shadows of abandoned houses or in mirrors that watch you back, it's in the everyday choices we make without thinking. A simple message. A cheap deal. A friendly seller who types a little too quickly. A buyer who wants to meet just a bit too far from the city. Every click on a listing is a step into the unknown, because behind every item, every free offer, every discounted treasure, is a person you know absolutely nothing about. Their intentions, their obsessions, their hidden motives, all concealed behind the safety of a screen. And while most exchanges are harmless, it only takes one wrong meeting for everything to change. So the next time you scroll through Craigslist, Marketplace, or any online selling platform, look closely at the pictures. Listen to your instincts. And if something feels off even for a moment, trust that feeling. Because darkness doesn't always wait in forests, basements, or midnight highways. Sometimes, it waits in an inbox. Sometimes, it waits in a listing. And sometimes, it waits for you.